Good evening. I'm a little nervous right now. Um, just a little warning, if I cry, it's not because I'm emotional, it's because I know you guys can all see 200 yards at the night with your shotguns. My name is Anna Halverson. I'm an enrolled member of the Oglala Sioux tribe located on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. The Pine Ridge Indian Reservation is equivalent to the size of Rhode Island. We we have approximately 56,000 tribal members, with approximately half of those members being children. We have 9 different districts across our reservation, and we are the second largest tribe in the United States. Because I'm so nervous, I had to write everything down. Um, I look around this room and I am beyond humbled at the generosity that you have all shown tonight during the auction, because I know that the impacts are going to be many. You know, as a tribal leader, I try to address the struggles of living on our reservation and try to find solutions to issues that we face daily. The average family income on our reservation is $8,000 a year. I feel like sometimes they can compare our reservation to a third world country. But even though we face a lot of financial struggles on our reservation, we still stand very proud and very strong. We don't have a lot of opportunities on our reservation for our children, especially during the summer or in general. We don't have playgrounds. We don't have swimming pools. We don't have much for our children. During the summer, our schools don't even provide summer food meals like they generally would at other traditional towns. And that's when we need it the most. We aren't living on a reservation, we're surviving on a reservation. And growing up, I saw a lot of struggles of the food insecurities that we face across the reservation. Growing up, my children have also seen the impacts of food insecurity on our reservation. This past summer, I had one of the most amazing experiences of my lifetime. It was a first-year experience that the Oglala Sioux tribe has started an initiative called the Summer Program, where we worked hand in hand in collaboration with RF Bowie and Bowie Foods. Bowie Foods has amazing staff members who have worked tirelessly to bring food to our reservation to our children. It was an amazing initiative with this program where we were able to provide nutritious meals, which included apples, oranges, pears, bananas, simple food that we take for granted every day, but most children across our reservation don't have the opportunity to eat. You know, a lot of the families really struggle to buy nutritional foods for their families. And because of the lack of income, they have to decide when they go to the grocery store whether to buy a bulk meat or any other item to sustain themselves, which leaves a lot of our children without the basic necessities of a nutritious, balanced meal. Almost all of the families on our reservation receive SNAP benefits. And, you know, and that's for the entire month. And so for the entire month, they have to stretch that benefit to last all the rest of the month. For the summer food program, we estimated spending over $5 per meal of amazing nutritional meals for each child, and we fed a lot of children. The impacts were tremendous. The impacts of this program was something indescribable and immeasurable. Where children hardly get any food throughout the month or throughout the summer due to the schools being closed, this program brought a lot of change for them. Working boots on the ground, going to each of the 9 sites every Monday and Thursday. I had the opportunity to see firsthand the impacts that this summer food program has brought to the children. One day, as I was leaving one of the sites where we distributed meals, I came across an elderly woman walking on this road. We don't have sidewalks, and so to see her walking on the road with little children was heartbreaking. And I usually don't pick up hitchhikers, but that day I needed to. And she was carrying the bags that she received from the summer food program. And when she got in the car, I asked her, how are you doing? Where are you going? And she told me, she said, I really am so grateful for this program. Every time that you bring meals here, me and the little kids, we walk 5 miles from our home to the site just so that we could have food. We live in the country, and it's very hard. I only get $700 a month, and I have my 5 grandchildren with me to feed food. And it was then that I realized the impacts that we were making for the children across the reservation. On some of the times when we were at the sites, I would often see a lot of children leading their children to the sites, older brothers walking with their younger siblings to the sites. We didn't just have mothers or grandmothers thanking us for this program. We also had teachers who reached out and would hug me on the street and say thank you for feeding my children, my students, because I'm so worried that during the summer they have nothing to eat. It's just a very struggling, and one of the teachers had said to me that it's hard for them to see their kids on Monday mornings because it was hard to know what if they ate during that weekend. We had children that were super excited every time we took delivery meals to them as often as we could. It was very tough because we didn't have a lot of funding options or stability for this program. And I am beyond proud and thankful for the Oglala Sioux tribe working hand in hand with RF Bowie to provide these amazing nutritional meals throughout this past summer to children who would have otherwise not had food or hardly any at all. The greatest impact, I believe, is that statistically, the Pine Ridge Reservation had the lowest, if any at all, suicides during this summer. Whether that was because of the food or not, we will never know. And this was not an easy initiative to start this program, this first year program. It came with a lot of challenges from beginning to end, especially financially. From beginning to end, when I was faced with challenges of this summer food initiative, I would often pray to my 19-year-old son, who I had lost in 2022 and was an amazing soul. When he was little, he would want me to invite his friends over to our house to share meals, especially during the holidays. And I can remember one year in particular, during Easter, one of his little friends, during the meal, had said, "Wow, this really does happen. Families really do have meals together during the holidays. I never seen that except in movies." And so my son, he's always been a driving force to try to solve hunger. He would ask my family to, gather holiday meals and deliver them to the houses in our town. A few years ago, the town that I come from, Allen, South Dakota, was one of the poorest counties in the United States, comparable to Chicago. We were poorer than Chicago statistically. And so my son had a lot of friends who grew up in a very hard way. He would ask us to get meal packages for families, And so we would gather turkeys and hams and holiday fixings, and we would deliver them to families who struggled across our town. He would also ask us to bake cookies or popcorn balls or cupcakes to take to the nursing home for elders during Christmas and activities and sing carols. And so when we were presented financial challenges and other challenges during the summer food program, I would pray to my son, give me the strength to continue on, to keep going forward. He was the driving force behind this program. This event held today has brought me to tears, knowing that it will not only impact the Pine Ridge Reservation, but all 9 reservations across the South Dakota. And not only that, it impacts, most importantly, our children and the need to solve world hunger here at home. In closing, I would just like to say thank you to my son for helping me find this path. It has been an amazing, beautiful path to see so many children fed during the summer, and I believe it's only a start. This summer food program was a loving tribute that I had in his honor, in his memory. And it's been 2 years since he left us to walk among our ancestors in this Star Nation, but I believe he is here today with us. I'd like to thank my mother for coming here and the beautiful prayer and meal that we were served, and for the generosity that I've shown and felt in my heart today. Lastly, I would like to thank Arif and his family, his parents, his wife, his children, his family and friends. I would like to thank Team Bowie Cares and Bowie staff who I had the opportunity to work alongside all summer. Earlier, I told Arif's parents, I am so proud and so humbled and thankful for you all in attendance here today and your hearts for thinking of others above yourself, especially for our children. Thank you.